Namaskar students, welcome back to another lecture. We are discussing and trying to find out the magnetic field of uniformly or non-uniformly magnetized objects. So in my previous lecture we have calculated magnetic field due to a uniformly magnetized sphere. So in this lecture we will try to find out the magnetic field due to an infinitely long cylinder which carries a uniform magnetization M parallel to the axis. Okay. It means we have a uniformly magnetized cylinder problem now. So if you see, let us assume that we have a magnetized cylinder which is kept along the z axis, and this is the direction of magnetization and of radius a. So if cylinder is uniformly magnetized, so in previous lectures we have learned that in case of uniformly magnetization, if you see this internal currents, the magnitude, because of uniform magnetization, the current magnitude of the current will be equal, okay, but the direction is opposite, so that is why the internal current will cancel each other. So this current, okay, what I wanted to say, so these currents will cancel each other. So these currents, if you see here, so these currents, all these currents will cancel each other, okay, and these currents will be cancelling each other. If you see here, these currents is remaining, these currents are remaining, and these currents are remaining. So these current will contribute a net current on the surface. So that is why if you try to find out the volume current density due to a uniformly magnetized sphere, the volume bound current density, that is del cross M due to magnetization, that is equal to 0, because internal current cancel out each other. But the surface bound current density, that Kb, that is remaining, that is forming a current, that is I current. So that I current can be written as a Kb can be written as a M vector cross product with normal unit vector. Okay, so we can write M sin theta phi unit vector. If you see here, I have drawn this magnetization is along the z axis, and this surface area normal to the surface area of the cylinder, that is normal unit vector n unit vector. So this n unit vector and this z axis magnetization, they are basically making an angle pi by 2. Okay, so that is why this sin theta will be means theta will be pi by 2. So that means we can write sin theta will be 1. So we can write this surface bound current density, that will be equal to M phi unit vector. Okay, obviously if this whatever this, it means current you will get, that will be azimuthal in direction. So this surface current will be basically moving in this direction along the azimuthal direction. Okay, now if you recall my previous lecture, I have given a lecture on a magnetic field due to solenoid. If you remember a solenoid, so solenoid is basically a cylindrical object which is hollow inside, and we basically wound large number of wire in the cylindrical object, and that device become a solenoid. Okay, and the number of turns per unit length in the solenoid, that is defined as a N. Okay, so if the spacing between the two wire, if they are negligible, means they are closely bound, then all this I, this current in a 1 unit length, that can be written as a surface current density. Okay, that can be written as a surface current density K, and this K will be obviously along the phi direction, that is azimuthal, because this current is flowing in azimuthal direction, so that will be along the phi direction. So this can be understood how this will behave like a surface current density. We know that surface current density, that is equal to di upon dl perpendicular. We know that is perpendicular to the length, means current perpendicular to the length, flow of current is flowing along the phi direction, so obviously length will be along the z direction. Okay, so here we have a n number of turns in 1 unit length, so that is why I have defined n, let us say number of turn di upon dl perpendicular. Okay, so we can write n di, total current in that dl length, that is dl perpendicular length, that n di can be written as a kb dl perpendicular. Okay, or we know that length, this is unit length, So we can find out this n di, yeah, ni is equal to, by integrating n di, so this will be di, ni is equal to that can be written as integral kb dl perpendicular, where yeah, k surface current density k perpendicular into dl perpendicular. So that means we can write this current in terms of surface current density, or this ni can be written in terms of a surface current density. I can be written in terms of surface current density, or surface current density can be written in terms of I and number of turns into the solenoid. Okay. So we can say that in case of uniformly magnetized sphere, if the volume current density becomes equal to 0 and surface current density remains same, so this problem of the cylinder, this becomes, yeah, this cylindrical with surface current density kb equal to m phi unit vector will behave like a, yeah, quite identical with a solenoid problem. Okay, just like a solenoid. In solenoid also current is flowing across the surface of the cylindrical in azimuthal direction. So we know that magnetic field inside a solenoid, yeah, outside a solenoid we know. So if we try to write the magnetic field outside of the solenoid, we know that is equal to b, current b equal to 0 outside the solenoid, because there is no net enclosure of current, and we have calculated, or already we have proved. So magnetic field outside of the solenoid we know that is equal to 0, b is equal to 0. It means in case of magnetization, in case of present problem also, magnetic field due to uniformly magnetized sphere, magnetic field outside of the solenoid will be equal to 0. Okay, when r is greater than a. If we come inside the solenoid, we know, yeah, if we come inside the uniformly magnetized cylinder, so we know the magnetic field inside a solenoid, that is equal to b vector is equal to mu 0 ni z unit vector, that we know. Okay, but here what we are known to the surface bound current density, that is equal to m phi unit vector. It means in place of ni we have to find out the value of what will be the value of surface current. So here I have tried to again find out kb is equal to n di dl perpendicular, yeah, n di is equal to kb dl perpendicular, and the length n is the number of turns per unit length. It means later on we will take this length will be unity. Okay, so ni is equal to integral di r equal to integral kb dl perpendicular, and kb is equal to, we know that is m phi unit vector, yeah, m. So m dl, and if we integrate m integral dl, that is equal to, because of the unit length, that is 1. So it means that ni can be written as a m. It means this ni can be written as m. So therefore if we substitute for the present problem for the case of magnetized cylinder, uniformly magnetized cylinder, then this b will be equal to mu 0 kb z unit vector, or mu 0 capital M z unit vector. So this is magnetic field due to uniformly magnetized cylinder. Okay, so I hope you understood this lecture clearly. If you have any doubt, any suggestion, any problem, any comment, please don't be hesitated. Please do write on my YouTube channel. Thanking you very much for listening the lecture. And remember, this problem is very, very important for any kind of competitive exams. Thanks a lot for listening.